Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celeb news. Now today we have, hey yo man, we got some bad news, man. You know what I'm saying? You're like, ooh, this is gonna be good. No, it ain't good, okay? We got bad news about T-Boz, man, the legendary T-Boz, man. We're gonna talk about that. 2 Chainz son talking to Lotto concerning Ice Spice and the beef, man. We got folks suing Nicki Minaj, man. Folks dropping knowledge on the election piece, man. YBC Dul's father speaking, and Uncle Luke. Again, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source Show. If this is your first time to the channel, man, be sure to hit that like button if you feel any part of the content. We definitely appreciate that. That notification bell's waiting for your tap, so go on and give it a tap. And that subscribe button's waiting for your subscription, man. So go on and touch that too. You check this out, man. 2 Chainz son got to sit down with the artist Lotto, man. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all mad because y'all wanted to sit down with her, but Shorty sat down with her, okay? He ain't pulled no punches with his questions neither, all right? He asked her plain and simple if she got beef with none other than Ice Spice, man. And this was her response. Take a listen.
Is it true you got beef with Ice Spice?
Oh my God, here we go.
Halo, what the world?
What? Let me tell you something, Halo. I don't got a problem with nobody because beef is a different thing. You feel me? That's a whole different type of conversation. I ain't got no beef with nobody. I ain't got no problem with nobody for real. I ain't got no problem with nobody for real.
Bro,
it ain't like that.
Messy, bro. Are you reading something? Where do y'all find this stuff out at? What do you even find this stuff at? What this show is about?
Yeah, how you even what?
Harmony. Where do you get this information from? For real, where do you get this information from? Where did you get this from, honestly? Who told you?
I like the straightforward and stuff.
The who?
The couch.
What couch?
The couch right there.
You telling stories.
That couch told you that?
Yeah.
Cause I ain't beefing with a mother thing.
See?
Let's mute that out. But yeah.
Yeah, so she was, well, that answer, I want to hear what else you got, bud.
Yeah, what's up?
You
Yeah. She said, I ain't got no problem with nobody. Beef is a different thing. That's a whole nother conversation. She said, I ain't got no beef with nobody. Lotto was like, I ain't got no problem with nobody. For real. It ain't like that. I said, damn. You know what I'm saying? No, I get what she's saying, though. It makes sense, right? For a lot of artists, right? Rap beef is merely like a friendly fade, man. Like slap boxing, if you will, okay? If I think I could teach a lesson better than Mr. Johnson down the hallway, man, that don't mean I want to shoot him and chop him. You know what I'm saying? It's work, bro. We competing. Look, we competing about... Look, we competing about IEPs and stuff like that. Beef is wild, man. You know what I mean? For artists to have beef, artists beefing is essentially like poetry disagreements, right? It's like, oh, I don't like your poem about me, and now I gotta murk you? No, that's crazy, man. It's just 2 artists just dissing each other in poetic form. That's what it is when you hear a lot of the hip hop beef. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I think it's relatively strange when they get the fisticuffs and try to kill each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all rapping about poetry, beefing about poetry. Anyway, look, TLC has canceled their upcoming performances after T-Boz's medical diagnosis, man. You know what I'm saying? So prayers up for T-Boz, all right? They were forced to cancel Syracuse and Foxwood shows. It was due to a medical emergency. That was yesterday, okay? Syracuse, New York, it says, after delivering an electrifying performance in Toledo, Ohio on Thursday, TLC was eagerly anticipating their next stop at the New York State Fair in Syracuse. However, shortly after arriving in Syracuse, Tion Watkins, aka T-Boz, experienced sudden and severe nausea, vomiting, and intense abdominal cramps. Okay, she was immediately seen by a doctor and subsequently taken to the hospital for further evaluation. Man, last evening, Tion was diagnosed with a severe abdominal blockage, necessitating the cancellation of both the Syracuse and the Foxwood performances. She remains in the hospital under medical supervision, but is expected to be released tomorrow. The doctor verified that this was not food poisoning, but an abdominal blockage. You're like, what's blocking it? I don't know, man. I'm not in her abdomen, bruh. You know what I'm saying? She got an abdominal blockage. I don't know what blocks it. You know what I'm saying? You asking me like I know. You like, ain't you giving the news? I'm giving it to you now. Let me keep reading. Tion deeply regrets having to cancel these shows and extends her. Tion, you don't gotta regret. Tion, you gotta take care of yourself, girl. Come on now. You don't feel bad. We praying for you. You know what I'm saying? Let me finish. Tion deeply regrets having to cancel these shows and extends her sincerest apologies to all her fans and the event promoters. Man, we love you, T-Boz. She said that the decision to cancel was made under the advisement of her physician, who acquired. My bad. My bad. I was looking at T-Boz's picture because I while I was reading, I was like, which one did I like the most? And I was like, I think it was T-Boz that I liked the most. You know what I'm saying? My bad. I was sidetracked. You know, it's easy for me to get sidetracked. Black women are beautiful. Look, it says the decision to cancel was made under the advisement of her physician, who required her to stay in the hospital overnight to undergo a CT scan to assess the severity of her condition. TLC is committed to rescheduling the canceled shows and apologies to all the fans, particularly those who traveled long distances to attend. The group appreciates the understanding and support. Yo, T-Boz, please get better. Please get better. You know what I'm saying? We understand that you at work. We understand you want to do your job and you want to do your job effectively, but your health comes first because without your health, there is no performance. You know what I'm saying? So prayers up for T-Boz, man. Throw a prayer hand emoji in the comment section for T-Boz so she can get better, man, because she is legendary, okay? A legendary girl group, man. I like TLC, man. You know what I'm saying? They was holding it down. You know what I mean? Where we at over here? All right. So we got a Barbie, right? A Barb that is suing Nicki Minaj, okay? Let me see if I can read it. Okay, it says, Nicki Minaj, who am I reading this from? Ball Alert, posted. Nicki Minaj is facing a lawsuit from one of her most devoted fans, who claims the rap superstar publicly humiliated him and labeled him as a mentally unstable stalker. Oh, that's so hurtful when the artist that you love and admire is like, man, you're a mentally unstable stalker. The fan, Tamir Peak, has filed a $5 million lawsuit against Nicki in the LA Superior Court, alleging that the super bass rapper has caused him reputational harm, emotional distress, and financial loss. Okay? According to the court documents obtained by TMZ, Tamir Peak describes himself as one of Nicki's biggest supporters over the last 15 years. He claims to have actively promoted her work. That's messed up. You promoting her work, right? Including her 2023 Pink Friday album. Pink Friday 2 album. However, things allegedly took a dark turn in 2017 when Nicki went through what she called her Nicki hate train phase. She had a phase called the Nicki hate train? Damn. Okay? I couldn't imagine a celeb hate train. I couldn't imagine because I'm incredible. But never mind all that. Nicki hate train phase where she reportedly began accusing fans, like she's accusing her fans of being paid moles sent to sabotage her career. She wasn't feeding a small island of humans. She was making music, not to diminish it. You know what I'm saying? But when I do a lesson plan, I'm not feeding a small island of people. I'm not saving, you know what I'm saying, Haiti. You know what I mean? Come on, cause Haiti's the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. I'm not saving Haiti when I'm making a lesson plan, okay? You are not saving Haiti with your rap album, okay? Come on now, whatever. Let me keep going. I know a lot of rappers be sensitive when I say stuff like that, but you ain't saving a nation. Let me know if you are saving a nation. Post it in a comment. If you are an artist saving a nation through your music, post it in the comments below. Okay, I'm waiting. I'm looking through it right now. Okay, you no, you recording right now. No, I'm looking through it right now because by the time you hear it, I'm looking at each and every single comment. I want to know who's saving the small island. Okay, my bad. Peak alleges that Nicki publicly ridiculed him multiple times. That's messed up. She messed up, including inviting him to her hotel in an attempt to embarrass him in front of 100,000 viewers on Instagram Live. That's devastating. Okay, like Chris Brown would say, that's devastating. He also claims that during the Super Bowl weekend in 2020, Nicki's husband, Kenneth Petty, assaulted him, with Nicki later acknowledging the assault in a direct message. Damn. In 2024, Tamir says the harassment escalated when he received messages suggesting that Nicki wanted him to stop saying dumb-ish, which he believes damaged his reputation. Damn. Yeah, man. Sometimes it be that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stop saying dumb-ish. Yeah. So, I mean, look, it is what it is, man. That's like, sometimes it be that way, man. You know what I mean? You gotta watch who your idols are, man. Technically, you shouldn't really even have idols, okay? You shouldn't be chasing after no celebrities and making them like so much bigger in your eyes than they're just humans, man. They doodle, they fought. You know what I'm saying? If they women, they have they you know what I'm saying? They women's like their cycles and stuff. Yeah, like they're just human beings, man. They spit, they talk. When they talk with food in their mouth, food come flying out. They got stuff on their teeth. They be looking crazy, having morning breath. They got scabs. You know what I'm saying? These artists got scabs. You know that, right? That's nasty. You know what I'm saying? They look. They be having a dingleberry. You know what I mean? Like they ain't nothing special, man. Celebrity or no celebrity. I don't care if you're a celebrity or not. You had a dingleberry too. So you know, the elections are coming up, right? And you know, a lot of folks, namely celebrities, have thoughts on, you know, Trump or Kamala. Okay, Jermaine Dupri chimed in on the conversation, and boy, did he catch heat. You know what I mean? What's my time look like? Let me see what my time look like. Okay, nah, man, it's not bad. This is what he said. He said, quote, this is what he said. He said, quote, he said, real quick, I want to talk about the DNC. Oh, really? Go ahead. He said, I feel like the DNC has been going amazing, but I also feel like tonight Kamala has a pretty difficult job, right? And it's interesting because our Republican correspondent that's been doing a roundup after the DNC has ended every night. He asked a question that I kind of asked Kamala when we had our second meeting. You know, the fact that she's in office right now, she's in the White House right now, and the guy, he said, what makes y'all believe that she's going to get this stuff done if she becomes president, if she's already in the White House? Okay. He goes, and that's a tricky question because I asked Kamala basically the same thing, right? In so many words, I asked her as the vice president why they don't let her talk when Biden seems like he needed someone to speak up for him. I thought that's what the role of the vice president was, to help the president, close quote. See, I think a lot of people think that. A lot of people are like, yo, man, like whenever they talk about vice president, they're like, yo, we never seen or heard her. I'm like, yeah, you never see or hear any of the vice presidents like that. Unless you're watching them. You're not really supposed, like the president is the guy. You know what I mean? The vice president is there like, what is it? Like if the president dies or they can't perform their role, as far as I understand, right? Not necessarily to play defense when the president just ran out of words. You know what I mean? I don't think it's like a tag team situation like that. Like, oh man, I'm thinking of the right word and the vice president pops in like, oh, you meant the Holocaust. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, look, one person broke it all the way down. Now, source, you're going to have to let this clip ride, the full clip. Because we here at Celeb Source, we about education over here. And this is more or less a warning of what's to come. I'm going to need y'all, those of y'all that value knowledge, information, and intelligence about what's about to go down in like 2 or 3 months. Y'all need to take a listen to this joint real quick. Take a listen. Let the full clip ride, source, please. Take a listen.
Dear Jermaine Dupri and any other that got to say about Kamala Harris running for president. I already put this on Twitter, but sometimes tone is misinterpreted with the written word, so I thought I'd say it. Now, Jermaine Dupri posted this rambling nonsense on social media yesterday, and I'm not really sure what this man who cheated on Janet Jackson is asking, but I think the answer is you don't understand how the system works, Jermaine. There are a lot of things people think presidents can do without congressional approval, but people are wrong. Congress has a lot of power. Now, Jermaine, I know you are a successful businessman and CEO, but our government is not a business. It runs on a constitution, and to make laws or spend federal money in this country, you have to follow a set of rules that are enforced by Robert's rules. And people who belong to D9 organizations, or basically any organization that has constitution and bylaws, they are very familiar with Robert's rules. But people who own record labels and ice cream companies are not. Additionally, our government is basically run on the honor system. Everybody is supposed to respect and follow and enforce the rules. Republicans do not do this. They exploit the rules so that they can cheat and get rule changes in their favor. They create problems to look like they are the only ones that can solve problems. And if the GOP gets power back this November, they are going to change the rules of how our government works so that they can remain in power permanently. That is why Trump packed the federal courts during his term. That is why he packed the Supreme Court, so that they could cheat legally. And there is no boss or CEO that can stop them. Now we, and when I say we, I mean women, I mean indigenous people, I mean black people, I mean Latinos, I mean Asians, I mean the LGBTQIA community, immigrants. We weren't supposed to be included in this government the way our Constitution was originally written. That's why they had to write amendments. And everybody is supposed to respect and follow the amendments. And the amendments are what give all those marginalized groups rights. So how do you discriminate against people that the amendments protect? You make new laws that defy the amendments. Who is going to make you stop making new laws? The people you discriminate against? They are poor and they cannot afford to take you to court. And court is the only way we can have laws changed in this country. And even if we did take these fools to court, the federal appeals courts have been packed with MAGA judges by Trump. So is the Supreme Court. So even if you are logically and morally wrong for changing the laws, you will be upheld as legally right in this country with the current government that we have. Trump and the GOP are trying to legally make a slave class in this country. Period. Point blank. They want to change the laws so that they can oppress us legally, and there is nothing we can do about it for generations because the Supreme Court they have now will uphold these laws. They want minorities and women in America to be suckers and slaves in order to make Trump and whomever he and his cronies deem worthy more wealthy. Now, Project 2025 is a real-life guide to becoming Gilead from The Handmaid's Tale. And this is not an exaggeration. If you have not looked up what Project 2025 plans to do to anybody who is not a white, heteronormative, Christo-fascist male in this country, you better get your on Google and read. For those of you who fell asleep in civics class all the time, 2/3 of Congress can override anything a president wants to do. With the number of MAGA Republicans in Congress, there will never be an override if they get back in power. Y'all only show up every 4 years to vote for the president, and you refuse to show up every 2 years in the midterms to give the president the Congress they need to pass legislation they had on their platform or to stop bad presidents from implementing harmful legislation. Since Bill Clinton's second term, we have had hyper-partisan nonsense going on in our Congress. And there are a lot of reasons why that was going on, but it was mostly because Bill Clinton started fixing the mess of Reaganomics. When Bill Clinton was in office, America was in a surplus. Every time we put Republicans in power in our government, we are at a financial deficit, and they look to all the poor people to make up the deficit. That's why inflation and our taxes and cost so much while these companies are making record profits, okay? And too many minorities were benefiting during the 90s. That's why they had it out for Bill Clinton's, and that's why they tried to impeach him over that nonsense that happened with him and Monica Lewinsky. It is not a coincidence that one of the architects of getting Clinton impeached back then is our present sitting Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Since 1973, they have been trying to get women back under control because that is when women started receiving the legal right to do things on their own, to have a bank account on your own, to have a credit card on your own, to purchase a home on your own. We could not do that before 1973. And then lots of the provisions in the Civil Rights Act that allowed minorities to vote have expired, and they do not want to renew them. That is why they had to present the John Lewis Voting Act, because the original Voting Act has expired. These people do not want women or minorities to have rights in this country. They want the government they originally had with white land-owning men, and they want to do it legally. And if you don't believe me, ask yourself why Rick Santorum's crazy has been trying to force a constitutional convention in this country since damn near Obama's first term. Because they do not want black people, brown people, Asian people, indigenous people, LGBTQIA people. They do not want us in power in this country, y'all. If we elect Kamala Harris as president, she can't do nothing if we don't give her the House and the Senate she needs to get it done. That's why we say vote down the ballot, vote for all the Democrats, and fire the GOP. She needs it in 2024. She needs it in 2026. She's going to need it in 2028. She's going to need it in 2030. You have to keep coming back and voting in the midterms, okay? But if Trump gets in there, he has enough cult members in Congress to get the rules changed, and our rights are done. We will be living in Russia Jr. for the next few generations. Not the next few years, the next few generations. I need y'all to remember that Jim Crow laws had to be overturned by the Supreme Court. These motherfuckers did not just start acting right because they had some kind of epiphany about bigotry. The laws changed, and then they enforced the laws. That is why they're trying to change them back. Y'all really got to start focusing on the right things, bruh. So all you impressionable people out there who listen to celebrities just because they have money, or listen to Jermaine Dupri just because he's famous and made some good bops, do not let them who cheated on Janet Jackson influence you to make a bad decision for your life too. We can actually crush the Republican Party this year because they are broke as a joke, okay? We can crush them and keep working to shape our government the way we want it to look if we participate. This is a slow process, y'all, but you have to participate every year and not just pop out every 4 years talking and being a contrarian. In summation, please learn how the system works and participate in your government every election. These people are our employees, y'all. It is up to us to hire and fire the people who make the laws that run our lives. And that is what voting is. The hiring process is a zero-sum group project. If you don't show up, the other team is winning. If you vote for a third party that cannot win, the other team is still gaining votes and winning. The only way for you to win is to vote against the who are trying to hurt you. If you do not vote against the incompetent candidate, which is basically the majority of the GOP, America is and so is your freedom. Real talk. So all of this nonsense y'all going on and on about, you need to stop it. You need to learn how our system works, and you need to vote, hoe, and fire the entire GOP. Bye.
Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi.
Now, the beauty of that clip, right, is that you can look it up, you can play it back, whatever you need to do. Just listen. If you disagree, you should look up exactly why you disagree. Don't just disagree because you didn't like what you thought you heard, or you didn't like the end of where she was trying to take you, right? But not not just listen. If you disagree, right, you should look up why, not just say or think whatever's opposite, but refute it point for point. Because folks think it's a game out here when we come down to like what the vote is. And even when you say like, well, I ain't gonna vote for anybody, or I'm gonna vote for whoever is definitely not gonna win, that you're not fixing it. You don't fix it that way. Okay, you really got to make an informed decision of between two candidates that you may not like. It's just the way it is. Okay, that's if you respect the fact that you have the opportunity to vote. Okay, but a lot of folks, they don't see the long-term effects that will strip their children of basic rights. Okay, we have the playbook right in front of us. Unfortunately, a lot of people, they can't bear the idea, right, that they might have been wrong for an extended period of time. Now, look, I like to make it clear. I like to make it crystal clear. I don't rock with the Democrat platform for a lot of reasons. I don't like it, right? But the one piece they're aiming to preserve is why I will vote. You know what I'm saying? For like, you know what I mean? And align myself with that side. Okay? Because the one piece they're aiming to preserve is priceless. Okay? The GOP is trying to throw the heavy hitter of abortion on the table. Okay? Which I agree with them on. But they're not going to use a buzzword that I hate to get me to put our kids into legal slavery. You know what I mean? Like, just because I'm voting the way I'm voting don't mean I want, you know what I'm saying? Like everything that the Democrats are talking about. But they're at least trying to preserve the opportunity and the ability to be able to vote. And to me, I value that. You follow what I'm saying, man? Don't let these people trick you with the abortion gay stuff. Don't let them trick you with all of that. They will tell you, oh, you must love to kill babies and you must push the homosexual agenda. You know what I'm saying? They saying all of that just to get your vote. You know what I mean? But they trying to run a play that you should not be falling for. A lot of these people, they do not like us. Okay? They don't like us. Okay? I would even go so far to say, if you are part of the middle class, they don't like you, bruh. You know what I mean? If you part of the middle class is like, I think it's like under 300,000 a year, right? Like maybe if you're making $250K a year or less, you part of the middle class as far as I understand. Maybe less than $250K. Now I gotta look it up. Damn. Okay. What is the middle class salary range? I'm typing it in like that. Okay. Middle class salary range. It says, let me see. It says, which means the middle class was range was around 49,271 to 147,828. Okay. In 2024, Smart Asset reported that the middle class range was 52,000 to 155. So if you are making 155,000 all the way down to 52K, right? With a median household of 77K, then you're part of the middle class, man. You know what I mean? Like, and like Trump is not, do you really think Trump is aiming to help build the middle class? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta really think it through, man. Like, don't fall for the cult nonsense. My bad. Let me keep it going. Okay. Where we at over here? All right, look. Yesterday we covered the story on YBC, Young Bag Chaser Dul, Abdul, Vic, I believe his name is, right? YBC Dul murder. Okay, the artist was murdered. Remember we told you yesterday that him and two other artists, they all made a song called Long Live Jeffrey Dahmer. One was killed in June, the other was killed in July, the other one was killed in August. Okay, August as in like 2 days ago. That was YBC Dul. All right, YBC Dul's father posted something. He posted a message about the Philly artist. He's saying that he was set up. He said, and I want to read it because he's a father and, you know, he wants this message out. He said, hey, all of my son's friends and family, etc. I am Abdul's father. I was handed over all of my baby boy's belongings this morning by his close friends, and I wanted to clear up any confusion. My son, Abdul Vix, was murdered yesterday afternoon, broad daylight, while sitting in the back of his car alongside with his friend who was also shot in the hand. My son was not on a bike when he was killed. Nothing of that such. So that video going around is not him. Stop the false news, okay? He said, I know my son did not live a life of a saint, but I was not born yesterday either. He said, my son was targeted in some setup plot. That's the only way they could get him from up close like that, and I'm standing on that. For someone to be able to walk up so close to his car was the first red flag for sure. And I promise we not gonna stop till y'all dudes are exposed. I spoke to my son the night before this all went down, and I just couldn't understand why this talk out of all days felt different. Pops, it's been weird. Cars passing by me for a week now. I don't know, I just feel weird whenever I'm in Philly, is what he said. I swear, whatever you was running from, son, they was watching you closely, and I'm exposed it. Man, I can't believe it. Won't ever want to believe this. And I ain't never gonna shut up because I wanted you to beat the odds, son. I told you the streets are a nasty game, especially where we come from. Now I have to bury my junior. My family and I would like to thank everyone for the love and kind messages sent out to my boy. We lost a real one. May the Islamic God forgive him for all of his sins and make his grave spacious and full of light. He said, rest easy, my son. My heart will forever have a black hole in it for this one. Parents, save your kids from this life before it's too late, because I can't even explain this feeling right now. Yeah, I can only imagine, man. The pain of the loss of a child has gotta be the worst kind of pain anyone could ever experience. I mean, I can't even imagine it. I don't want to imagine what it could feel like. You're not supposed to bury your children, man. Do not allow rap music to influence your children. A lot of you listeners have children that are teenagers that are drinking it in. Please inform them that there is an end, a particular type of end to this type of lifestyle that these rappers is living. You know what I mean? And if they want to live that kind of lifestyle, they better expect to receive its judgment. The way I feel is, I don't know, I'm not gonna even get into it. You know what I mean? You're like, why? How you feel? I'm saying, like, my thought process is, like, if I have kids and they go that route, they're going a route that is against the Most High. They're going against God. You know what I mean? And my thought process is, well, if you go against God, then and you're part of actively destroying His world, and you don't even want to make amends with the Most High, then you gotta go. You know what I mean? Like that. If I had kids, that's what I'm saying. Like, if my kids are doing that, you know what I mean? My grandmother passed. As far as I understand, my grandmother, she ain't make it right with the Most High. So wherever she is, that's where she is. That's your bad, grandma. You should have made it right with Jesus, and now you didn't. And so now you are wherever you are. I stand on God's side against you. You follow what I'm saying? I don't know if you know, but what is it? Psalm 149? Psalm 149 says that the children of God, the people of God, will have the privilege of executing justice against those that stand against God. Do you know what that means? It says, let the praises of God be in the mouths of the people of God, and a sharp sword in their hands to execute vengeance on the nation and punishment on the peoples, to bind their kings with shackles and their leaders with iron chains, to execute judgment written against him. This is the glorious privilege of God's faithful ones. Now, if you read it in, I believe it's in the book of Numbers 2, man. Moses said, yo, everybody that's on God's side, stand over here. And everybody stand over here. He said, now go, those that didn't stand on God's side, go and slay your brothers. Point blank and simple. It just is what it is. When you on God's side, at the very, very end, anybody that's not on his side, whether it be your mama or your grandma, they are God's enemy. They are my enemy. You know what I mean? Like, now we're going to try to win their soul as much as we can on this side. But once we get to the other side, you on God's side or you are an enemy. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Which is really what the word devil means, don't it? Devil means adversary, okay? Enemy. Let me go to my shout outs real quick, okay? And it is what it is. I mean, we say what we say. Like, do not. Let me. Shout out to who we got over here, man. I'm sitting right here running my mouth. All right, Mariana Snyder. Mariana Snyder said, the doctor from yesterday's video was all the way on point. I've been saying the exact same thing for years. She made all valid points. Nothing but valid points she made, Mariana, right? And if you watch the whole video, she was dropping. Now, a lot of people, I noticed in the comments, a lot of folks did not like what she was saying, and they were trying to disqualify her words off of the strength of the fact that she was not married. Just because you are not married does not disqualify you from being able to speak truth to the situation. Just because you don't have kids doesn't disqualify you from being able to speak truth to the situation. In fact, if she can't speak truth to the situation because she's not married, then you can't speak truth to all kinds of situations because you're not a woman, because you're not a man, because you're not gay, because you're not straight. You know what I'm saying? Like just because you are not a thing doesn't disqualify you from being able to speak on the thing. You know what I mean? And saying whether the thing is accurate or not. In fact, she might be able to speak even more to it because she's outside of the fish tank looking at the fish tank. You know what I mean? Cam, who is in the fish tank, has 8 kids, 3 different baby mamas. He probably is not able to see as clearly as she could. You know what I mean? Somebody else had a comment. They said, Celeb, stop talking. Okay, SOS scratch line. My man said, Celeb, stop talking about Cam getting roasted. First, our culture does not accept polygamists, yet accepts a woman marrying her cat. What are you talking about? Our culture don't accept that. Like, it might happen in the United States, but our culture does not accept that. What are you talking about? My man said, in the scriptures, many men had more than one wife and had more than one home. Yeah. And God condemns that. He condemns that. He calls it adultery. That's what he calls it. And he says the adulteress will also be thrown as refuse in the lake of fire. But let me keep it going. He says, you cannot be everywhere at once. That's God. Even if he had one wife, one house, he's still going on the road for 16 weeks, if not for more than a year. How could he ever say, well, bring his wife with him? You could bring your wife with you when you on the road. You know what I mean? Like, if you got to go back, nah, bring her with you. There are a lot of people that bring their wives with them. He said, how could he ever say I built a home while I was away by her standards? Look, if you're going to psych me, right? I guess like psychoanalyze me, take your biases out of the diagnosis, take your hurt out of the diagnosis and view me from the point of my career. No, SOS, no. We can't view you from the point of your career. Your career is not more important than you. That's like saying the rap artist's career is more important than the rap artist. And that's not correct, okay? Your job isn't more. Your job is just some guy at the top of a pyramid getting paid because you're doing all the work. That don't mean that the job is more important than you who's actually doing the work. He said, what have I to offer? And is my fear a phobia or is it common knowledge? I'm not afraid of snakes, but I won't cuff them yet. Buy acres of land for them to reside in. I'm just saying, nah. We not. I mean, I respect your opinion. I respect your ability to make the opinion, but I don't agree with your opinion at all. You know what I mean? But it's cool. You know what I'm saying? No love lost. You know what I mean? We just, I think he got roasted. You think he didn't? Okay. And I think he was dead wrong. 1000%. Like, not even a little bit. Like, and I think, I think he's dead wrong. Like, to me, it's not even like, I don't even got to think about it. Just hearing him try to flip it, that man was way wrong. It wasn't even like by a landslide. Anyway, and finally, who we got over here? Luke. Uncle Luke has slammed Tariq Nasheed, okay? And is accusing him of dividing the black community. Take a listen.
It was a group brought on by Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon created this group and he infused them with cash of blacks to divide the black community and to divide the black vote and eventually vote for Trump. And so He infused these groups, gave them names, gave them platforms, infused them with money, and they give their name. They call themselves FBAs, Foundational Black Americans.
Interesting stuff. This is interesting stuff. Okay, he's saying that the Foundational Black Americans group, right, was orchestrated by Steve Bannon. Okay, to sway votes towards Donald Trump. He said it was a group brought on by Steve Bannon. He created this group, infused them with cash to divide the black community and divide the black vote and vote for Trump. These people do these types of things, real talk. And so he infused these groups, gave them names, gave them platforms, infused them with money, and they call themselves Foundational Black Americans, okay? Baller Alert posted, they said, for those who aren't familiar, Foundational Black Americans refers to Black Americans who are direct descendants of those enslaved in the United States. FBA should focus on securing reparations and resources specifically for descendants of American slavery, distinct from other black groups. Tariq Nasheed has gained notoriety online for his often polarizing views on race, okay? Look, man. And then it goes, Nasheed wasn't going to let Uncle Luke's accusation slide. In a tweet, Nasheed clapped back, claiming that Uncle Luke was the one shilling for political interest, specifically Kamala Harris. Nasheed also accused Uncle Luke of spreading lies, particularly about his personal life, okay? He said, Uncle Luke is out here shilling for his fellow Caribbean immigrant Kamala Harris, and Luke told a blatant lie that I'm married to a white woman. Like, I'm not married to a white woman. Yes, you are. You're married to a white woman. No, I hate white women. It's like that's what it is now. Yeah, shout out to my white women, man, who just be catching strays left and right, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad for y'all. You know what I mean? Yo, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, man. Be sure to like. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source, Celeb News.